Good evening, folks, and welcome to the War Party Paranormal Radio Show, where we will discuss all things paranormal. Hear firsthand eyewitness accounts from fellow team members and special guests. Now, our lead investigator and your host, Eric Vanderlaan, and co-host, Michael Del Toro.
What's up, my paranormal people? We're going to get this thing started. Welcome to episode 4, Waverly Hills Sanatorium. I'm Eric Vanderlaan. I'm your host and team leader of War Party Paranormal and War Party Paranormal Radio. And I got my buddy here, Mike.
Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. My name is Mike Del Toro. I'm a tech specialist and investigator at War Party Paranormal, and happy to be here tonight. Happy that everybody's tuning in. Appreciate it. Eric, what do we got on the agenda for tonight?
So we got a good one tonight. A place that everyone knows about. It is the most haunted, or said to be the most haunted place in the United States. Waverly Hills Sanatorium. We went there last May, and our team, but none of us on the show is going, but our other team members, they're going next week. And our guest has been there as well. So we got some pretty cool evidence to show everyone and, talk about our experiences.
Yeah, it was definitely an awesome space to investigate, and just the history alone and the structure of the building and just to think about, everything that went on there, and getting to investigate a place like that is definitely a check. And it's a check off the old bucket list, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely got that check on there. I got to work on the other ones. So we also have a special guest tonight. We have writer, paranormal investigator, and a good friend of ours, Erin Egnatz, from Hauntings of America. She's written several books about places she's visited and investigated. And one of the places is Waverly Hills Sanatorium. And she's actually going the end of this month. So before we have any more delays, I'm going to go straight into our intro, and then we'll bring on Erin. Sounds good?
Awesome. Let's check it out.
All right. Let's roll this.
I'm sure most of you have seen Waverly Hills on television before, as I have. This has always been a location I've wanted to investigate for myself. This year, our team, War Party Paranormal, had the opportunity to do so, and it did not disappoint. The terrifying history of this location alone is enough to send chills down your spine. During the early 1900s, it is reported that over 60,000 patients lost their lives here from the tuberculosis pandemic. There was so much death that the management decided to use an old supply tunnel to discreetly move the dead so they did not spook the hospitalized. My fellow team members and I will explore this tunnel and many other locations in this haunted superstructure. During my online research, I happened to stumble upon some original footage. Have a look.
Tuberculosis hospitals, as they're called today. Real hospitals for the tuberculous, and not merely resting places. Here we are in a large southern sanatorium. This one has beds for 500 patients. Altogether, there are now 90,000 such beds available. Rest and more rest, as Trudeau discovered when he himself took the cure as a young doctor. New ways of resting the lung have been developed. This patient is getting pneumothorax treatment. Air is let into the chest cavity, and that rests the lung so that it can heal. When the diseased lung is fully healed, it is allowed to expand again. A lifesaver for many.
Seems like he forgot to mention the fact that they did shock therapy to the patients that had tuberculosis of the brain. They also removed the top 2 ribs out of some patients as experimental treatment.
Tuberculosis is just a lung disease. There actually are many different variants. One of those variants is called tubercular meningitis, basically TB of the brain. Like the common meningitis, it mostly affected young adults and children. This being a disease that was running rampant in the 20s and even prior to that, motion that came right through this area. Everyone that came here as a patient, either thinking that they had a death sentence and would never leave here alive, families who came in to sign the paperwork to pick up their dead relatives, and then those who were cured and sent home, through those doors back out into society. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but all that emotion and everything is bound to create a lot of energy. And this room, for whatever reason, has become the source of the darkest energies in the building. Tuberculosis and
I wish I was going there next week.
Right?
Bad. So
We're jealous.
can't go. This will work, but gotta pay the bills.
That's right. That's right.
But and we also have, I forgot to mention, we're gonna have two of our investigators that went on this trip with us, and I believe you guys know them from the last show. We got Jenny and Armando, 305 Paranormal. So we like all pretty bonded pretty well on this trip. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to bring on Erin, and she'll introduce herself, and let's introduce her right now. So here's Erin. Hey, Erin, how's everything?
Hey, Aaron.
Hey, how are you guys?
We're doing good.
Doing good. Good to see you again.
You too.
So we got a good topic tonight, huh? Everyone's favorite place.
Oh yeah, my favorite for sure.
So how many times have you been to Waverly? Was it that one time?
Just the one time. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So why don't you tell everyone a little bit about yourself? Let them know where they can find you. You're a writer, you have books, things like that.
Yeah, let people know where they can find you on social media as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I'm on Facebook and Instagram. I'm on TikTok too, but I never post, so don't go on there. It's Hauntings Around America. And I'm also a writer. I've published 3 books talking about hauntings all around America. I spotlight different locations in all 50 states. And some of those places I've actually investigated. Others are just stories that I've heard and relayed.
And we're good friends with Erin because she's investigated with us down here in Miami. We gave her, our spirit friends gave her a good showing, which is going to be a future show.
An incredible place.
Right. And so let's go right into Waverly. When you first got there for your first time, I'm sure you knew about the stories and everything. What did you experience? Like, we'll skip the walkthrough and go right into where you started investigating.
Just from the drive up, you could feel the energy in the place,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, from the front gate, as soon as you cross that gate.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. As far as investigating, as soon as we kind of broke up into our own little groups, I went solo, and immediately I came across a door that just kept opening and closing on its own. At first I thought it was some kind of air vent or something making it, but I looked around and there was nothing there. There was no source. And then I watched it, and it was kind of violently moving. I was like, okay, well, that's pretty cool. But after a while I left that and went up. Everybody went up to the top floor. So I went to the 3rd floor. I believe is that where the creeper was? I can't really remember.
Yeah, I believe so.
4th or 5th floor is what they reported.
Is that what it was? I couldn't.
That's where I found my creeper. I
saw a lot of shadow figures up around the 3rd floor.
Me too.
Yeah, I did as well.
It seemed like they were poking out, of the
room,
kind of watching you,
peeking, around.
They were doing that walkthrough through the 3rd floor, and if you go all the way to the back, they have that one area that's a lounge, and they have I don't know, sort of like these offices or whatever,
Oh,
and
yeah.
these double doors, and they got the bathrooms in there.
Mhm.
Well, they were doing like talking about that floor, and I was like off all the way to the side, just like looking around. And I'm looking at those double doors, and they're closed, and there's 2 windows, and I see like a head figure like move like that. And I'm like, who's in that window? And I start walking closer, and it was like covered with like brown paper. So like it was like a head figure, like just went like across like that. It was just like really
wow.
weird.
That is weird. That's really cool, but I have never seen so many shadow people as at Waverly. They were just everywhere.
Yeah.
It was really intense, but it was really cool too.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
for anybody that doesn't know, like that was an open air facility. So like people with tuberculosis, so they thought that, you know, the fresh air would be good for them. And each floor is almost identical, right? Like after the first floor, like the second, the third, the fourth, they're almost
Yeah.
identical, and they're all open. And then there's the rooms there that face the open air. So it's really a neat place. You know, it's like you know, very historic, and it's fascinating.
It is.
I mean,
Did
that
you-
one
did
night
you-
didn't do justice.
Yeah, no, I could spend multiple nights there. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Aaron, did you bring any equipment or anything with you, or were you just kind of like, did you film, or did you use any equipment, EVPs or anything like that?
Yeah, I had several cameras going. I was wearing a GoPro. I know other people had to think I was crazy. I had a GoPro in my front and my back.
Oh,
So I
that's
didn't-
awesome.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a body cam. I'll do that.
Yeah. You
Right.
know what? I since I'm usually a solo investigator, I had to get a little creative. So I like go in wearing cameras everywhere. I know I look crazy, but it is what it is.
Well, you got some noises and footsteps I saw in one of your videos. That was pretty
I did.
cool.
Yeah. Lots of footsteps. I had the voice recorder too, and that picked up a lot of like stomping, really loud stomping. Yeah, there was a lot of footsteps. It almost was like they were circling me. Like
really?
trying to get my attention or follow them. I don't know. But lots of footsteps, lots of shadow people. I'm trying to think of what else I took with me equipment wise. I took the spirit box with me. The K2, I had that. And I believe I had my thermal for that one, but it didn't really pick up much.
Okay. So you did get one EVP though. That was pretty cool.
I did.
And then something happened
my
after that
favorite.
too.
Yes.
So I'm gonna play that real quick, and then after we play that, we'll bring in Jenny and Armando. So I'm just gonna play it, and we can play it again because it's really short, and then you can explain it and tell me what you were feeling during that moment.
Okay.
Because when things like that happens, like I don't know. Okay, here we go.
Well, that's not very nice, is it?
No.
Right? Yeah.
No, leading up to that, I was hearing the footsteps all around me again. So I started recording, and leading up to it, you can hear me saying, "There's something over there," blah blah blah. And I turned really quick because it felt like something was right behind me, and that's when I caught the hoe.
That was on the third floor?
I believe that was on the third floor.
Okay.
Third or fourth, one of those two.
And I don't know if people saw it, but there was like a mist that would come and then it dissipated. So that I don't know if people saw that. I was like trying to put the arrows there so you could see it.
Right.
And
I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool. I did see the mist, but I didn't hear the hoe until later on. That was, to me, that was the funniest EVP I've ever caught because it was just so funny. And
all
so
right. So, yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
You had pretty good luck with I don't know, but you didn't get any bad names at Gold Coast. But we're gonna bring on Jenny and Armando because they came with us, and they're gonna talk about their experiences, and then we're gonna go in like right into the evidence that we got. And Aaron, like you can like tell me like what you felt maybe in certain places. Mike, go ahead.
I was gonna say I just was looking down. They said hold on. They gave it like the one finger. 1 minute.
Oh, okay.
So
all right. So that
we're
was on
having
the third floor, right?
technical difficulties.
Yeah, I believe so. Third floor. It was where during the tour they told me that they caught a full body entity on ghost hunters. So it was in the same area.
The third floor is where I captured a couple EVPs saying my name as well.
I got one too. I was going to play that next.
Yeah. So there was one time where I was with Jenny and Armando, and we were using the DR60s, and I got my name there. And then there was one time where I kind of wandered off solo, and I had the Olympus with me. That's more of a modern recorder, and I caught it on there as well. And it said, "That's enough, Mike. Stop asking questions." So that was pretty wild.
Let's play that one.
Okay.
Hey,
cool.
Well,
are they back?
I see them appearing through their Waverly building. All right.
Their virtual background. All right, let's do it. Jenny.
Hey guys. Technical difficulties again.
Yeah, no worries.
Ghost in your house.
So can you guys just introduce yourselves real quick and let people know where they can find you on your social media and things like that if they want to look at some of the content you guys put out?
Sure. So we're Jenny and Armando. We go by 305 Paranormal. You can find us on YouTube and IG under the same name, 305 Paranormal. We had done 2 episodes on the same subject for our first 2 episodes on our YouTube, so you can watch us there as well.
Yeah, we actually, it wasn't just us as well. We had a whole group of the War Party crew with us. We had the founders with us. Zap and Scotty. Scotty didn't make it. She was,
that's right. Scotty's joined this
actually. Yeah, she was not feeling so great, but we had a good group of people with us and some other team members that experienced some really cool stuff as well.
We were there with another group as well. They were celebrating the daughter's birthday or something like that.
Another paranormal team.
Yeah. But that place is huge. Like, we all split up in small groups. That's how we began our night when we started investigating. So let's go back. Let's go to that EVP that Mike was talking about. And Mike, that was on the 3rd floor?
I believe, yes. Armando?
The EVP was in the morgue when we were doing the DRs.
No, you're doing
the other one.
The 4th floor. 4th floor.
Fourth?
The children's was in the 5th floor.
4th.
The children's in the.
Okay.
Husband.
You want to start? All right. So let's play that one. So
whatever. It was there.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
All right. So check this out. It's a pretty good EVP.
So whoever was just here touching our devices, can you come over and speak to these devices that we have in our hand? And can you tell us your name? Let's see if we captured anything here.
So whoever was just here touching our devices, can you come over and speak to these devices that we have in our hand? And can you tell us your name? We have these balls on the floor that if you touch them,
Got something there?
let's play it back. We have the antenna that you use to these devices that we have in our hand. And can you tell us your name? We have these balls on the floor that if you touch them, they'll light up in different.
I'll play it back one more time.
Can you come over and speak to these devices that we have in our hand? And can you tell us your name? We have these balls
Sounds
on
like it's
the
saying
floor
your
that if
name.
you touch
It sounds
them,
like it's
they'll
saying
light up in
Armando.
different.
I was way off there.
Yeah. So that EVP was definitely in the 4th floor. You're correct. In the back corner.
Okay, but that's where you guys started, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
It's pretty nuts how pronounced the mic is. It's like Mike. I was like, wow.
And it's really pronounced like that for you also in the morgue.
In the morgue in the 1st floor.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah,
that.
Mike was popular that night.
Yeah, they like me somewhere.
Yeah, definitely. So, meanwhile, while they started there, I started on the 3rd floor, and that's where we were just talking about recently with Erin, where she got someone calling her a hoe. She's not a hoe. Very nice lady. And but I don't know. Maybe this is the same spirit because this is what I got on the 3rd floor. I'm gonna play this EVP.
Eric is on live right now, roaming around somewhere.
All right, so my name is Eric with Center, South Florida with War Party Paranormal, and we're here in Kentucky at the Waverly Hills Sanatorium, and we're at the 3rd floor in the nurse station doing the EVP, and one of my recorders stopped working, so that's not good, but I just asked some questions, and we're going to see what we get here. I thought I heard someone talking over me. Listen. Angry, it sounds like. Listen. Angry.
Aaron, that could be our guy right there.
It sounds like it, doesn't it?
Right? You don't like anyone around there.
No. Mr. Temper Tantrum.
Yeah, definitely. So like when you guys were in the 4th floor, what were you guys sensing anything or any of the meters going off or anything like that?
So when we were there, we had one of the REM pods, the mini REMs that I make, and we had that go off when we were there, and then I also had a hit on the quad, the Paraforce quad. My camera did not record. It showed it was recording, and
really?
yeah, and then when I went to go look at the SD card, super bummed, nothing there. And I believe the same thing happened to Jenny and Armando's camera, right? Didn't you guys have a problem with the camera as well?
Yeah, my camera didn't record at all, and I was like in the children's play area. The only thing I got there is like a picture of Eric, and that's it. And we were trying to like not communicate. We were trying to see if we picked up any children's spirits.
That's why I try to scare
with
you.
a doll. I lost everything there.
So
Yeah,
I normally record with 2 DRs in every investigation I go. I like to see if I can get the same EVPs, or I'll be hitting on
freaking
one
lucky
DR
he's
and
got
not the
2.
other. Everything that I had on one of my DRs completely wiped out.
Really?
The battery drained when I put one fresh battery at a time. When I turned it back on, I lost everything.
Yeah, and there was another time, even when we were down in like the 1st floor, I left the camera running in the beginning, and I went back, and the battery was completely drained, and it had a huge battery pack on it. And it was completely dead and drained. Did you guys experience anything with any of your electronics, Eric or Aaron?
I did.
Oh, really?
My K2 died, and it's never died.
Oh, really?
Wouldn't turn on at all. And my cameras drained real fast, much faster than usual.
Well, I didn't have any issues. I bought 2 cameras. I think the only thing that was malfunctioning was my mind after what happened to me on the 4th floor.
What else is new?
I brought all this stuff. I was going to set everything up, and then they went up to the 5th floor, and then I went up to the 4th floor, and I'm walking up the stairwell, and I saw something like really, really crazy. So I'm just going to play this clip so everyone can take a look.
Wait, yeah. So wait,
We're doing it.
Before you play this, I'm not going to give it away. I'm just going to say,
Don't give it away.
no, I'm not. All
The
I'm
setup.
gonna say is
People know about it.
we were on a couple floors higher than Eric at the time, and I actually have a recording of it. I think we were doing an EVP session.
Yeah.
And it sounded like somebody stepped on a cat. Like I heard I just heard Eric scream, and I've been investigating, and so has Jenny and Armando and with Eric for a long time, and I've never heard him make a peep
Freak out like that.
Never. So we were like, oh my God, you know. So from
I
that,
thought
let's
this was
segue
my
into
night.
the clip.
I know. And when I saw the video later, I was like so bummed. But here we go. We're gonna play this clip. Here we go. Look, there's a bat. You see the bat? Look on the camera. There's a bat there. Look. There's a bat flying in here. Oh! Something just ran right in front of me. Oh my God, I've never seen anything like that before. That was weird. Holy! Holy mother! Oh! So you gotta remember, I'm like with a camera with IR light, and I got a flashlight.
It's pitch black,
but
yeah.
I got like a red filter on it. I could have my eyes adjust in the dark, and all I see is a big glob like speeding right by me because there's like two bats like sideways flying like that. So I was like,
and you must have felt
I
like
saw
the
a
wind
creeper.
from them too, and just to see like
It
that
was like
big mass
sputtering,
come.
but it's going real fast. But basically, it's the wings flapping. So the whole night, like I was like, I forgot about everything I was going to do.
Those were some honkers, man. Those
No,
were
they
like
were
footballs.
Yeah, they were. And like,
You know,
I had all these plans I was going to do. I was going to set up cameras, blah blah blah. And this happened. I'm like, oh my God, I just saw a creeper. Like now I need to go home. Like I don't need to continue and
He was
investigate
done
anymore. Yeah, there were two bats flying sideways. It was crazy, but I didn't know that. I never even seen it. I'm from Miami. I never seen a bat that big. We got little teeny bats here.
We got little.
So I was like,
little bats.
Called mosquitoes.
So yeah. So like after that happened, like I ran up to the 5th floor, so I had to tell them what happened. I'm like, holy crap! I can't believe what I saw. So like after that, I went back to the 4th floor at the nurse's station, and I didn't like. I don't know about you guys, but like everyone like a lot of people say like, you know, Waverly's like menacing and there's evil, but I thought it was like mostly like sadness. But like I got a spirit that he was a little bit funny, or maybe he was being a smart ass. But I was at the nurse's station and I was asking questions, so I'm gonna play this clip, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So yeah, here I'm like asking it, was that thing human or non-human? So I could have sworn that was a shadow figure. So everyone was talking about the shadow figures there, and even like the spirit I'm talking about. Even before I said the question, a bat. And after my question, a bat, like you idiot, it was a bat. I didn't hear it at the time, but
I think that's cool though.
I couldn't make out. Yeah. So like, hey man, that's intelligent response right there, you know?
Definitely. Yeah.
In a like sarcastic way or funny way or whatever you want to call it.
I think they were just not being like, they were not trying to be funny, even though it is funny, the whole situation, but they were just like answering your question, which I think that's very cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I know, that's really cool.
Amazing.
And then like another, I don't know about you guys, after you were in the 4th floor, but I did hear like a bell. Like I was by the elevators and I asked the 2 people that are running it, that I told them I heard a bell, and they were like, oh yeah, sometimes we hear the elevator's doorbell open when the door opens. And that's what it sounded like I heard. So that was like sort of weird. But I didn't get any evidence. I don't have it like on video or anything like that.
Hey,
we
Dan,
actually heard the same
buddy.
bell too in the 1st floor. In the video, the intro that you were playing, where the gentleman was on the stage, it was just me and Jenny by ourselves. We were sitting in the chairs. There's 2 chairs there. We were just watching all directions to see if we see shadow figures, and we heard the bell go off in the elevator because we were sitting right in front of it.
Yeah, so there we heard it like both times. Crazy. Oh, all right. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go to our tip of the week. That we do?
Yeah.
What's that? Yeah, we'll go to the tip of the week, and then we'll finish off, continue with Waverly. So,
Timmy.
by the way, Tim couldn't make it. He's in Disney World, but he's in our chat. So,
Yes.
Is he at the Haunted Mansion?
You need to bust out those
I love that
DRs
ride.
at the Haunted Mansion.
by the way, I heard Pirates of the Caribbean is
Oh,
haunted.
okay.
There's like some kind of accident or something in the spirit.
There's a couple
But,
of them there actually
Pirates
that
of
are
the Caribbean.
Oh yes, I have
Yeah,
heard
you
that.
didn't hear about that?
Pirates of the Caribbean and the Haunted Mansion is supposed
Yeah.
to be actually
Because-
haunted as well.
People want to like. I've read online that people want to. They're like, oh, but take my ashes to like the rides or whatever, and just like sprinkle them there. And they've caught people doing that. So
Oh, really?
wow.
There you go.
yeah.
That could be whole other show for that one.
All right, let's do it. Tip of the week.
All right. Oh.
To charge or not to charge? That's the question. No, man. I'm screwing with you guys. But that is the tip of the week. Okay? To charge or not charge for an investigation. Now, for me or any investigator I've ever worked with, it's a no-brainer. It's a no. Okay? Now, we're going to cover it because you are going to be asked this question. Now, for over 20 years, I've never charged for an investigation. And I have 3 reasons. 1, if you don't charge, then the client can only assume they are the priority for you. That's the way it should be. 2, if you don't charge, you don't have to tell the client what they want to hear. Okay? In other words, you can be honest with your evidence. And for me, 3 is a win-win. Okay. You're going to be out there investigating houses, businesses, offices, gathering evidence, helping people. I hope that's why you're doing this. But at the same time, you have to remember, these people are letting you into their homes, businesses, offices. Okay? So it's a win-win. Think of it this way. If you didn't have your privates, your residentials, your businesses, your offices, you'd just be wandering around a cemetery every weekend. And there's nothing wrong with that. We do cemeteries and we have a blast. We catch a lot of stuff. But I'm just saying that's all you're going to have. Okay? So, tip of the week. Do you charge? Don't charge. I don't charge. War Party never charges. Okay? I've given you 3 reasons to consider. I hope you think about it. Okay? Now, if you guys have any tips you want to share with us, send them in. Because I think we can learn from each other. If you think I'm off on a tip or haven't expanded enough, send it in. Because, I'm married. I know I can be off every now and then. Okay? Cool. All right, so you guys can find me at longhairghosthunter.com. Longhair Ghost Hunter, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. The book, Ghost Hunting Getting Started, is available at Amazon. Now, if you're local to South Florida and you think you have activity in your business or homes, contact warpartyparanormal.com. Okay? Chances are I'll be calling you because I'm one of the case managers. Okay? So, I've got to get Little Freddy back to my collection. So you guys, great show so far. Keep it going. I'll be there in the comments. We'll see you guys next week, and be safe out there.
Awesome.
Tip of the week.
No way.
That was a good one. That was a real
Yeah,
good
that was a
one.
good
I like
one.
that one.
That was a very good job, Tim.
Miss you, Tim. We'll have them next week, though. All right. So let's talk more about Waverly. So you guys are in the 5th floor, and there's like a lot of good stories there. With that's where the nurse hung herself, right, in the 5th, and there's
it was
children's ward.
room 504.
02.
502. 42?
502, right?
Oh, yeah, I think so too.
And you guys got some EVPs.
We captured a couple there. Jenny and I were there. Aaron, did you see anything there or capture anything in that area?
Not a thing. It was completely dead. No pun intended. That night. Not up there.
Well, that was the same for me. I got nothing up there.
I felt it was like, I expected more. Yeah. I think we all did.
We had like a couple set like locations that we wanted to make sure that we checked out. Obviously, it was room 50 something, the death tunnel, the obviously the death tunnel,
itching to go there.
The children's ward up on the 5th floor as well.
Yeah.
So we were kind of like trying to use our time wisely to make sure that we could see all the different spots, different hot spots.
Okay, so let's go back downstairs and let's go to the morgue because you guys got some interesting evidence. And
before we go there, real quick, I just want to say, like, when you look at the video of the morgue, look how many, basically how much room they put away aside for the bodies. There's 3. There's only three spots in the morgue. And there's an autopsy table, like a small one. It's a little room. They had no idea when they were constructing this that there was going to be this many deaths.
People were dying daily.
I think what I said in the original part of the tutorial, like when we did the little intro, is that there was up to like 60,000 and maybe more. I think that's only what they record, 60,000 deaths.
And the thing is, it's like they had that body shoot. And they didn't want to ruin the morale of the patients. They didn't want to see them like wheeling these dead bodies like daily. So they had this body shoot, which they used to build the place. They turned into
it was an old supply tunnel.
Yeah.
So
but I didn't spend because I didn't spend too much time there. But you guys got a lot of stuff. So let's start out with this CVP. There you go. Calling your name out. I think that's the one and only place where you got your name called out, right? Are there other locations?
There was 2.
What was the other one?
The 4th floor.
The 4th floor earlier.
Other than Waverly, have you gotten your name called out in any other places?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
Oh, okay.
I think in Old Davy, right?
Old Davy.
Probably
okay.
I think Old Davy.
In the Beeley for sure. We were there.
House, almost every place.
No, I wanted to do is I wanted to get in that. I forget that thing that you call when they stored the bodies. I wanted to crawl in there, lay in there for a while.
That's what I wanted to do this time around. If we would have went,
I know, right?
So there's an EVP. I think the next one. When we were talking about, Jenny's like, no. Armando says, "Are you upset because they were telling us that somebody went in there and they broke the mechanism that slides out?" And I think Armando was saying, like, you don't have to worry about us breaking it. We don't plan on going in there.
That was a good one.
Yeah. I don't know if we have that one queued up.
I think at that point I was still excited about the bat, but I'm going to play this video.
So whoever was just here touching our devices, can you come over and speak to these devices that we have in our hand? And can you tell us your name? Let's see if we captured anything here.
So whoever was just here touching our devices, can you come over and speak to these devices that we have in our hand? And can you tell us your name? We have these balls on the floor that if you touch them,
Got something there?
That's perfect. We have the antenna that you use to these devices that we have in our hand. And can you tell us your name? if he touches, they'll light up in different
I'll play it back one more time.
Can you come over and speak to these devices that we have in our hand? And can you tell us your name? We have these
Sounds like it's saying your name. It sounds like it's saying Armando.
I played the wrong clip. I got them all mixed up.
You did.
Yeah, but
You could have backed out.
yeah, that's all right. But there's another clip. That's enough, Mike. But what was that one?
That one was,
That
on,
was
the,
on the 4th. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's play the other clip here.
Hello, my name is Mike. This is Jenny. Sounds like my voice.
Hello, Mike.
Hello, Mike.
Yeah.
It says it before I said it. Oh, and then again.
On this one too.
Oh, good. Grandpa. Is that you? Can you set off one of these other devices that are here? I heard you say my name. Hello. Can you tell us your name? You heard anything? Can you set off any of these other devices here?
Ooh.
That was a real good one. Yeah, he was pissed.
He was mad.
So I think he was pissed because they broke that little tray, that body tray that slides out.
You know, Teresa was the only
the
one
beginning
from
of
our
that
team that
video
went in
was
there.
not flattering for me, by the way. This is my belly kind of hanging in the picture. But yeah, my
The
back
REM
was
went
killing me
off too inside that thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, what's going on?
That's pretty crazy.
it went off a couple times, and we didn't capture it on camera as well. There was I think we had a cat ball go off in there as well.
We were like starting to set up, and it was like setting it up.
Aaron, did you check out the morgue at all?
I was in there for a little bit. It gave me a really bad feeling. I don't know how to describe it. And other people were taking turns getting into that little tray thing, and I was like, that's not my thing. I'm not doing that. But it really, I don't know. It made me feel uncomfortable in there. So I didn't spend a lot of time in there, nor the room right outside where they said that really angry spirit is the one that possesses people or whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't spend a lot of time around that area.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that room.
Yeah, that was creepy.
Yeah, definitely.
It still blows my mind that it's like just 3 spots like in that building, you know what I mean? Like in that whole giant hospital.
Yeah.
Like that's what they had. It was like really tiny. It was like the size of like a 1-car garage.
Yeah, it was really small.
It was really small. The morgue, yeah. All right, so now let's talk about the place that everyone likes to talk about, which is the death tunnel, the body chute. Other than me at that point still thinking I saw a creeper, that was if I knew it was a bat, then I think the death tunnel would have been my favorite spot out of the whole place.
Super
there.
creepy.
Yeah.
500 feet down.
90 degrees going straight down. And it was cold and damp. It was like real misty, like real spooky.
That was my favorite place out of the whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was like it was pretty much us 4 that we went down there together, and we went all the way to the bottom and did a series of EVPs, a session, and then we did it like halfway up and at the top. I believe Mike and I like threw cat balls from the top all the way down, and then like sat there and waited to see if they
We
lined up. I don't know
sacrificed
what I
some
was
cat balls.
thinking. Yeah, it was sort
For
of
the
cool to
greater
watch
good.
them like roll down, dark body shoot. But I heard like someone breathing in my ear, like a breath, and that was like pretty weird. I got that on my camera, but I couldn't find that video. But we got a pretty cool clip when we were at the bottom where we were doing the EVP session. So I'm gonna play that one.
Yes.
Yes.
We got a lot of stuff. I mean, we could probably make this show like 2 hours long with like all the evidence that we got there. But I don't know. Like when I was in there, I just felt like a lot of sorrow, like a lot of sadness
Yeah,
in there.
I felt like a heaviness. There was one point where I was like kind of filming myself, and I was walking, and I was explaining how you could still see the pulley system on the overhead, where
Yeah.
they would use like carts to slide the bodies down the chute, and a nurse would walk with them down, and then she would have to walk back up that chute alone, because she would guide the bodies down, and then taking that walk back up 500 feet through that tunnel alone at night as a nurse, it had to be pretty spooky. And as I was saying that, like I felt like a very like heavy feeling on my chest.
Yeah, definitely felt heavy in there.
Yeah, it was. You could almost feel the vibe,
Yeah. What about you, Jenny and Armando?
Well, the only thing that I got going back up was a disembodied voice on this side. So the walls here, this side, and it was in this ear, and it said like, "Hey," and it almost sounded like it was saying after that, like, "Don't go." That's how I felt there. Like they wanted you to like stay there. That's like the thought that I got. Yeah.
Well, remember a lot of kids died. Like I think it affected more like the younger age, like young adults, children. From what I heard.
What I thought was neat in the body shoot, there was points in time, Eric, where you were halfway up, and me and Mike were at the very bottom doing the EVP session, and I thought it was so cool that me and Mike, we were getting responses on our recorders, and you were nowhere close to us, and we were still getting responses, cool. Intelligent responses from your session.
And when I was halfway up, I asked, "Why are you still here?" And I got a response, "I'm looking for my mother." So that was like,
yes, I remember
that's what made it like really sad.
Yeah.
And Aaron,
hey, Jessica.
Hey, Jessica, what's up? And Aaron, did you experience anything there? Did you get any type of evidence? Did you feel the same thing?
For me, I went all the way down to the bottom and back, and the only thing I got was footsteps.
Okay.
And I was the only one in the area at the time, so I was stopped. So I knew it wasn't anybody else. So there was a lot of footsteps, more so towards the opening of the tunnel when it goes back into the building. That's where I got more activity than anything down below.
Yeah.
There was one.
Go ahead, Mike.
I was just gonna say there was one point like where everybody kind of left, and it was just me and Eric in the tunnel, and I was like halfway up, and he was up towards the top, and we're like, let's just go lights out and just sit and listen. And we both just kind of sat there and just went completely dark. And just
that's when I heard the disembodied breath. So like someone breathing. I thought it was Mike. Because the voice, the sound carries, It's like
we did a little test.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It almost sounds like he's like right next to me. But you could definitely feel it. Like I just sat there, closed my eyes. Someone please touch me, do something. And I don't know. I mean, disembodied voice, that was pretty cool. I don't know. That whole place was pretty amazing.
Oh yeah.
Did you get anything in the staging area, Aaron? Like, where they had the caskets and stuff?
No, I went on a public night, so most of the people that were there were not ghost hunters, and they all hung out there. It was like Waverly was too much for them, and they all were hanging.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I pretty much, for the most part, had the rest of Waverly to myself because they were all kind of creeped out. It was actually kind of funny. When I was up on, I want to say it was the 4th or 5th floor where the kids were. Maybe I don't
The
remember.
5th, yeah.
Yeah.
The 5th. I experienced what felt like I'm assuming a child hug my leg, really
wow.
tight. Yeah, I was sitting there for a while. I was actually trying to connect to the nurse because I'm a nurse, and so I was trying to do a little camaraderie there. It didn't work, but I felt this hug, and it broke my heart. But I went down the stairs a little bit after that, and I found another group, and I was like, hey, it's really active right there. You should go. And then they looked up, and then they went the other way. It was already too much for them.
They're like, no way.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you walk us through that a little bit? Like, were you standing, sitting, and kind of explain how it felt for the people that are listening on the?
So I was sitting for a while because you know how they have the balls everywhere. I was trying to see if they would pick the ball or do anything like that. Nothing was happening. And then I got up and, I was kind of circling the room a little bit while talking, letting them know, I was a nurse. I worked in hospice. I understand, trying to connect with the nurse and the patient at the same time. And all of a sudden, I just feel like around my thigh, it was like a tight pressure. And I look down, nothing's there. And I kind of bring my K2 down and it lights up. Like
Really?
all the way to the red. Yeah, it went crazy. I didn't feel scared or anything. I just felt like just absolutely heartbroken.
Not only did you feel something, but you kind of were also picking up electromagnetic field from the K2 meter when you brought it down towards the area where you felt something.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was, and I remember it feeling really cold, really, really cold compared to the rest of my body. It was really sad.
And yeah. No, for sure. And that's also sometimes, some things that we will find as well. When there's also EMF, you'll get cold spots, things like that. So that's that's some good evidence there. Absolutely.
Jenny, you have something you want to say?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. So wait. So Aaron, you're sensitive, right? You can also sense things.
Sort of, yeah. Like I don't know if it's just from so many years of doing this, but usually if a spirit's around, I'll feel like a pressure or nauseous depending on how strong it is. I mean, I'm not like a medium or anything, but yeah.
Right. Yeah, but probably to me, the way I look at it is like people who get touched and experience that are more tuned in and more sensitive than maybe someone like maybe Mike and myself. Because we're not sensitive at all. We just rely on equipment. I think they tend to reach out to more people like yourselves. Because it even happened when you were investigating with us. I mean, you got touched there as well.
Yeah, and our good friend and teammate Joe, he's sensitive as well. And you guys spent some time together.
There.
Yeah, we investigated most of the time together, and yeah, we were both getting touched. A lot.
So, Aaron, what are some of the because I'm tell everyone where have you been? I know you've been to a lot of places and investigated.
Yeah, what's some of the big name?
Yeah, your favorite places.
So I went to Tombstone last year. That was really cool.
Oh, very cool.
Very cool. One of my favorites is Gettysburg. I like to be there a lot.
Yeah.
I was just there. Let's see. The USS Lexington in Corpus Christi. Which
really?
That was an aircraft carrier during World War II. I had some really cool evidence there. Let's see where else. I went to Sleepy Hollow. What's that?
Sleepy Hollow. No, I was gonna say they have an aircraft carrier in Charleston that I think it's the USS Hornet that I wanted to check out.
I want to go there too. I have to do more of the World War II stuff. After the Lexington, I'm hooked on that. So I have to do more of that. Let's see. I did Lizzie Borden.
The Naval Air Base, Gold Coast Road Museum. There you go, right there.
Yes,
All
that
right.
was another one. That to me, that is at the top of my list. I would say that.
Oh, really?
That was probably number 3, just because it was so active when I went with you guys. I can't wait to come back and do that one
and
again.
People, you have to remember, she's been to a lot of places. So saying Gold Coast Road Museum Miami is like her top 3. That's like
going to be one of, we're going to have an
impressive.
episode on that one coming up here soon.
Yeah.
And that place is just such a mixture of history and energy and things and stuff that's happened in the past, just all kind of combined into one area. It's super active and very cool history there as well.
And then you've written several books. Can you tell people about your books that you've written?
Sure. So I've written Hauntings Around America Volume 1 and 2, which are just spotlights of locations. So like for Gold Coast, for instance, it's the history of the place, and then what people say about it being haunted, so they've experienced touching or whatever they've experienced. And if I've been to the location, then I'll add my private or my, my experiences.
Okay.
The other book I wrote is A Haunting Diary, Investigations of the Ghost Hunter. And that's just, each investigation I've done. So I kind of walk you through all of my investigations, whether I experienced anything or not, just so people can see it from that side.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I wish I had that job. That's really cool. So you said that now you're going to focus more on like locations that involve the military.
Yeah, I tend to like that. I'm back in college right now to get my master's in history. I love military history and all that. So I kind of have, a thing for that. I always have good look at Civil War battlefields and World War II, and like you said, the Gold Coast. So, yeah, they tend to be more active. Those in jails.
Okay, well, if you want to come back to another place down in Miami that involves more like NASA, right, Mike?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a rocket facility that they were testing solid fuels for NASA. They were subcontracted out by NASA during the space race, and it was right there, where the Cuban Missile Crisis and all that, and they were testing solid fuels. And once they went to a liquid fuel, the place was abandoned and shut down. It's still out there in the Everglades now. We've been there multiple times, and that by far is one of my favorite locations.
It's very dark. They've done people have been doing satanic worship there. They found a missing girl's body there, which is sort of sad. But we've gotten crazy stuff there, from footsteps to disembodied voices. And we're 3 miles out in the middle of the Everglades. It's crazy. And the only way to get there is either, once you have the key to the gate that opens out to the road, you either have to hike it or bike it. Or go on an electric scooter.
Or electric scooter that died halfway on the way back. I had to push. I was not happy about.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's a very cool place. Cool. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to wrap it up. I want to thank everyone. I want to thank Aaron for coming into our show, and also thank everyone else who's watching, and stay tuned for next week's show. I'm going to keep it a surprise because it's going to be a really good one. We're working on getting a real special guest, so that's why I'm not going to announce it, but it's going to be a really cool place, a really dark place. Any final thoughts anyone else wants to say here? Mike? Jenny?
No, I just, I appreciate Aaron. I appreciate having you on. Coming on last, and sharing your evidence and your findings with us. It was great. And I want to thank Armando and Jenny for joining us again and sharing some of their footage as well. And I want to thank the team, War Party Paranormal, and everything everybody does. We're one big family, and we appreciate you guys.
And good luck to the team that's heading out there next week to Waverly.
Yes, I'm excited for them.
get lots of evidence for us. I'm looking forward to hearing the stories and seeing what you all got, and very envious. All right. So everyone have a good night, okay?
Bye.
Yeah,
Thank
everybody.
you guys.
Bye. Thank you. Nice to
Bye.
meet you.